So in the midst, let's say that you probably aren't an angel, because angels, it's like written like who they are. You'll learn, like, some will learn you basically can rely on most of what the Bible has going on as predictability points. Let's just take a second. Predictability points for the Bible. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense, but in the midst of social pressures, there's simply too much pressure for chosen, because it's not valued enough. That means we are slightly alone, and I'm just very hyper right brain person, which is going to be looks to be like a shift that's happening in the world. It's not going to be like we switch from right brain or from left brain to right brain. What it's probably going to be is just people have more of a balance of left and right brain now, instead of just dominant left brain. And then you'll have people, so like I've obviously had sickness because from being hyper right brained, and in a culture where it begins dominant left brain, so like ability to feel vibes when you will argue with someone whether or not vibes are real or not. But on your own, you believe in vibes. You believe you can perceive vibes. So, and you also believe like there's such thing as like a vampire type of person, when other people would say, what do you mean? Like, we're sitting here, they're sitting there, our energies are not connected unless of course I was to touch the person. And so that is a different, like, I think that's just dabbling with like the sickness of having a strong right brain. From the span of, like, for me personally, 1996 till now, for whatever reason, that was the cards I was dealt. Let's put it that way. So, hang on. So, like, theories about, like, just different beliefs in general, that sometimes will have their shine, other times you'll doubt yourself. There's a whole lot going on, and it feels as if like it won't ever get figured out, when it basically later on becomes to appear like it'll all be figured out no matter what. Almost, it's a matter of time. In the sands of time, it's a matter of time. So, like, rich artwork and spirits that you'll encounter, and different theories where you then make sick friends, like you make little sick invisible friends, and different things, and it's all pretty cringy and all these things. So like God seems to have knowledge of every grain of sand. As an example, he knows every grain of sand, he knows every part of your everything. So there's like plant helpers, which science would believing that plants have live enzymes and are technically, very technically alive, you might have theories or random insights that literally spinach or adaptogens like rhodiola rosea or ginseng or marijuana, like they have a spirit that happens to understand humans as well. You know? This is all like, just so like you encounter problems. Obviously it's a problem. It really will like annoy people. Like the first fix you'll learn is you don't ever bring up. Like I'm just trying to develop a certain like viewership, base. But you don't just go around saying, "Hi, I am a chosen one." That will always annoy the hell out of people. So because it's literally in that moment when you say that, the context there is what went wrong. Not necessarily that you said it. There's a combination of things. It's probably a good thing not to bring it up unnaturally when you're not truly feeling it, to then enter into like a thought form of like, let me go seek some validation, using common sense in an unhealthy manner. That's probably not a good thing, but just, yeah, that's the first thing, is just, you basically don't, you don't talk about it. Now, most people, now I think it seems intuitive to me that people make it to heaven in general. That's something that it seems my mind's eye is dabbling with, is that people in general make it to a high place. Now, it's so scarce sometimes in the vibrational world, like a world full of vibes where certain people have actual visionary senses where they can pick up on auras. This is gonna be this. Can you see how that would be lonely? Now I was reading this magazine. Hang on. And it said like it was from Russia, and it said like Americans will never understand Russia because Americans see things in black and white compared to what Russia has going on. And that's not. It's almost like so. Americans are almost like the best, almost. It's just that there happens to be pretty much some certain individuals got into a high place of power within our own country, and then we became behind enemy lines, technically, very technically, for what it is. And that's like, take that at face value. That's up for grabs. Like, that's just like a totally debatable, but collision of a lot of ideas there. Because let's not get further into that, but so in other words, like heavy programming of like if you study politics, and that's toxic, right? To just say that word at face value, politics, but the whole like what they do to the black man, how they hook them and incentivize them through rap music, I think is one of the biggest influences. They are like, and then they're gonna try to act like it's their own faults that they get into drug dealing and stuff like that. Now, of course, there is, every single race is into drug dealing, of course, technically, but there just happens to be a lot of rappers that happen to be, you know, African American, that talk about lean, crack, marijuana, like everything, and it's some of the top ones. Let's just say that much. That's all I meant by that, which is going to incentivize everyone, but also mainly and somewhat mainly, you know, you get the point. I think you understand what I was saying there. So let's change that topic, because it is all love. I've always loved black people. They're the best, in plenty of ways. Anyways, so constant, like, alright, hang on. Constant, small picture, like small attacks, where it's tricky to detect even, or call anyone out on it, because of how small attack it is. And it might be even legal for people to do this, but it's like a spiritual tax that you're paying, because of how it's like they're hitting you with vibrational warfare, which you and a few others might be the only ones with this type of X-ray vision to see the auras and to see the vibrations of this vibrational warfare. This also gets where you might be lonely but sitting on a wealth of information. So I'm just gonna put up, I feel like my intuitive senses right now, for example, are telling me that I need to turn off this video, and just kind of sum it up and do it later in like an hour and a half. So I'll just kind of just do that. If you're gonna watch it right away, yeah. So yeah.